feel like me, bro, I'm a Naruto fan, but I know it's not the best anime. It's low key. It's low key not the best, bro. But I'm a huge
exactly how it
Naruto
is
fan.
with me.
All right, real quick. Real quick. Let me cut you off. Let me cut you off really quick. Real quick. I just started recording. I'm gonna leave what was just there in the beginning. But what's up? Episode, I don't know, of Peak Agenda Pushin. I'm the Peak Agenda Pusher. That's my man's YG Cooking. Special guest today, Todd Wayy, my guy. A lot of our followers overlap, so you guys probably already know who he is. Bodybuilding, anime, and we're here to talk about anime today. As always, you can continue with what the fuck you were saying, Jan. I cut you off hardcore for the intro. That's the intro, by the way.
Hey,
welcome to the episode.
Respect.
Fire intro. I was just about to read Awesome King's comment. He said, I low-key hate One Piece as an anime, but the manga is fire. And there's a lot of people I know that feel that exact same way. And honestly, nothing but respect, because the manga, I feel like, is like a perfect rendition of One Piece, whereas the anime, like, you know, they have their flaws, obviously.
Listen, we talked about this last week, and I talked about it on this week's weekly One Piece update. But, bro, listen, I've been on Water 7 2 months now. Unacceptable. I can read. When I read Water 7, I was 15 years old. This was a long time ago.
Got you.
I read damn near all of Water 7 in 2 weeks? Ain't no way I'm halfway through it and it's been 2 months. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, the pacing is ridiculous.
This is unacceptable.
The biggest issue, but wait till bro gets to Doflamingo. Yeah.
Okay. So Dofi's different though, bro. Dofi's different only because, like, is it though, or is it the backstory?
I think what he was referring to was more so like the build up to that fight.
Oh,
bro,
no,
that
dude.
shit
Yeah.
felt like forever, bro.
Yeah, bro. You're gonna be sitting back for a hot minute, bro. You're mad now. You're gonna be way mad later, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I already know.
Yeah.
Oh
my god, bro. Yeah, I can't even, bro. Yeah, it just drags,
because my cousin been watching One Piece for like a couple of years, damn near 50 episodes for one day that passed. Facts, bro. Facts. My cousin actually just finished Doflamingo, like Dressrosa arc, not that long ago, and then like sped through Whole Cake, and he's about to get to Wano Island now finally.
Oh, Wano, okay.
Dude, like, man, rewatching that shit, just like rewatching, not even just the episodes, but watching somebody like go through that timeline again, you like, damn, like, it definitely do take time, bro.
Bro, it's a journey, bro. Low-key, it's really a journey, bro. Like, you can't just watch One Piece and just like, oh, look, I'm gonna just recommend One Piece and just enjoy it, bro. Somebody's gonna come back with the most hate for you. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, from the soul.
Absolutely. And honestly, I feel like that's what, once he really got to understanding that, is when he started really like loving One Piece. Because, bro, this was the biggest hater before he started watching it. Like, he's a big Bleach fan, and he tells me all about how great Bleach is. And Bleach is amazing, bro. Like, I've been watching it. I'm still on the Fullbringer arc. I'm not gonna lie. I got into Bleach really late. But I'm getting, and I know, like, he's been telling me how good the 1,000-Year Blood War, like Core 1, Core 2. I think they made Core 3 as well. He's been telling me how good it is, and I'm like, dog, like, once I get there, I know I'm gonna be in peak Bleach. But
bro, you know the real
I was trying
reason,
to tell him, like, One Piece take longer.
The real reason Bleach is goated is because, listen, you know me. I talk shit about all the shonen jump slop. But ultimately, the reason that Bleach is goated is because Kishimoto, the guy who wrote Naruto, is a pretty open racist. Oda, who wrote One Piece, is a pretty open racist and pedophile. Motherfucker who wrote Bleach don't got no weird shit going on. And that's the real reason.
Does hold it down, bro.
That's the real reason Bleach is goated. I was talking to somebody on live earlier, and they were saying, bro, Kishimoto's better than Oda because he has no allegations. And I'm like, bro, I hate to tell you this. Killer B is not Killer B is not supposed to be a strong representation of the black man. He is making fun of you because he is an old conservative Japanese man, and he's writing a black character that raps everything he says. That's not cool. He's dead ass making fun of you. That's not representation. That's old conservative Japanese guy shit.
Talk about it, bro.
I feel like that's something you don't really get either until you get older, bro. Because as you were younger, bro, I bet we all were watching that shit like, oh, dude, that's so sick. Like, that's, oh my God, he's such a G for that, bro. It's like, damn, you really look back at it and you're like, yo,
it's
that
crazy,
shit's
bro.
Crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
Openly there, like right in front of your face.
But it's anime, bro. It's anime. Like it got most of its like everything East. Don't get me wrong. We love the Eastern culture. We love the storytelling we get, the lore. But most of it's just a lot of different cultures mixed into one great story. 100%. But a lot of the times, the representation of the West was so influential that it made like crazy representation for us as a whole.
Crazy.
Like it's just insane. Not good.
Insane. That's why, like we talked about on that one post when I commented on your post, and I said Gachiakuta has done a good job of Black American culture representation as far as their like Black American obviously inspired characters, not African because it's different, cultures are different, but like they've done a really good job, I think, which is I mean, I'm a Caucasian dude, so ultimately who gives a fuck about my opinion, but I'm just saying in general, I think they've done a good job on not making it like crazy where you have like, you know, when we talked about this on the first episode of the pod, Oda slapped an afro on Luffy for 40 chapters and they made black jokes about boxers. You know what I'm saying? In the Foxy Pirate fight. It's kind of crazy, but we're not getting that nowadays, which I like because modern mangakas are younger. So they're growing up in the generations that aren't like Oda's generation, Kishimoto's generation, where it's just like so different. Like I just remember, I know you too, Jan. I remember when you got back from Japan, you were telling me about it, like experiences you had and shit. And I just remember I was at a thrift store in this niche neighborhood north of Shinjuku, but it wasn't like a poppin' neighborhood, but it was just a neighborhood that had thrift stores. And I went there, and a girl asked where I was from, and I said America, and bar for bar, what she said to me was, "Oh, America, guns and hip hop, bang bang bang. You like the black people?" And I was like, "Whoa, that's a fucking crazy sentence." That's a crazy sentence, but you know, I was like, I'm in another country. It's just different.
It's the cultural influence. Like I served 6 years in the military, bro. So after travel, I'm telling you right now, that's like so common. It's extremely common as a whole. Like no matter where you go, it's the influence, bro. It's just the influence, especially of the Americas. Like we have like such a different viewpoint. So they think black culture is like all like some TV movie violence, and I'm just like, dang. Y'all have no clue. Even when you speak, if you articulate a certain way, oh, you're just talking like you're white. Like, bro, what? Like, how I'm supposed to talk? I'm supposed to rap everything I say? Like, yo, you said it best earlier.
Crazy.
That's such a fact. And going back to that about the rapping, Awesome King said, I used to be a Naruto glazer for like 5 years till I learned that. And yeah, bro, I could not agree more. Like, I still love Naruto. Bro. It still has a special place in my heart. But like, I feel like to love something is to embrace its flaws, bro.
Oh, deeply.
Yes, bro.
Deeply.
Like,
I so agree with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got 3 categories for us today. Random topic.
Right.
This or that. Oh my God. Did y'all hear that? That bang?
What was it?
Nah.
My wife is having a girls' night with her 2 best friends, and they're sleeping at my house, like in our guest rooms, because one of them traveled from far, but they're also getting fucked up. They don't drink. They drink the weed drinks, and obviously
the THC drinks.
Yeah, so they're not going out. They're just staying at the crib and drinking and playing Switch together. And I just heard a controller slam on the floor upstairs. I'm almost positive.
I'm sorry, my wife just walked in.
No, you good. You good. I'm almost positive that's what I heard though. Was a Switch controller fall on the floor because they're definitely high from whatever weed drink they're drinking, and they're playing. What is that game called? Overcooked. I'm almost positive. I just heard a Switch controller.
Is it the mobile? Oh, wait. I think I've seen it on mobile though. It's on the
mobile
cooking
too.
Game.
It's on mobile too.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so
I think everybody plays that.
Do we want to start with versus, this or that, or random topic?
Versus.
All right, good shit. Good shit, Todd. Okay.
Versus.
Are we starting hot or like some slight?
Some slight, some moderate, none too crazy.
Some moderate. I got Sukuna versus Dracula, specifically Dracula from
Castlevania.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Off the jump.
Okay.
I'm saying Dracula.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm saying Dracula too, bro. I'm saying Dracula too. Only because like we can argue this. reasoning for Dracula? Because you look like you want to say Sukuna, but why?
No, I was gonna say I'm actually not too familiar with Dracula.
Gotcha.
Because I was trying to sit here and be like, wait. What's his bag? And I was like, I couldn't think of it.
You know what? I'm gonna just argue. I'll argue Sukuna's bag just so we can still have an argument about it. I don't care, bro. Let's go.
I think Dracula,
let's go, bro.
All right, here's my 2 points. I only got 2. One being Dracula has a far deeper intellect than Sukuna, because despite Sukuna being alive for thousands of years, for hundreds of those thousands, he was just fingers and non-sentient. No thought was occurring because he didn't exist until he was consumed again. Whereas Dracula has literally been alive for that amount of time. So he has more ball knowledge. In general, Dracula is quite literally a genius. Like, he's a physicist, a chemic. Like, the knowledge he has is far above Sukuna's base, like, thought process. And then I think it's not mana based, is not their power system, but it's like mana adjacent, what he's able to do when he summons these fucking crazy demons that fall from the sky and make it rain blood and like all this crazy shit. Like, I think mana adjacent powering is stronger than your typical like chakra, cursed energy, nen, just like foreign pool based power system that you can pull from. Which is why I think Dracula would beat Sukuna. I think their speed probably scales around relatively the same. So I think Sukuna's win con would be popping a domain, because Dracula can be killed. But ultimately, can popping the domain kill him? Because it's not holy. You know what I mean? Like, Dracula had to get killed by a holy sword, holy water. The Belmonts were people who like carried blessed weaponry to be able to fight. So would a domain, even if you power equalize, like, I don't necessarily think cursed energy equals blessed objects. I think if anything, it'd be the opposite, because blessed objects are positive, like God reinforced, versus cursed energy is negative. So could Sukuna even harm Dracula if he doesn't have anything that's holy per se?
Yeah.
Honestly, because based on that alone, and we are talking about a vampire technically, so it needs to be a holy weapon. I feel like that argument could have been on verse equalization better for Gojo. Like, Gojo could have like been the point, because everything he does RCT is the reverse or opposite of. Yeah, so pretty much he can utilize his infinity as a overall way to just simply walk into Dracula and take him out, because he is like the opposite of what cursed energy at that point.
Yeah, and
like
red
he did with one cursed.
Yeah, like Hanami. Yeah, Hanami. Yeah, red should be able to hurt, since red is all positive instead of negative. And if we verse equalize that,
just existing, if we were doing that type of verse equalization, but like, it's so hard to argue Sukuna based on that alone. This would strictly have to be a hand-to-hand fight.
Yeah.
And we think hand-to-hand combat, like, I would give it to Sukuna. That's the only reason he would win in hand-to-hands. But when it comes to anything else, like you said, Dracula's a genius. There's just nothing that Sukuna can touch him with.
We kept it chill. I'm gonna give one to up a little bit. I'm gonna let you guys answer first, and then I'm gonna give my argument. We'll go Todd first, then Jan. Okay. Endeavor versus Maki from Fire Force. This is a thinker. I liked this one. When I wrote this one down, I felt like I was cooking. I felt like my notepad was about to light on fire, because I was like, this is a thinker.
Oh shit!
Maki
okay, what do you guys
isn't able to absorb? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. My bad. I was reading a comment.
What the comment?
No, you're good.
Oh, he was saying for the last verses, if anyone from JJK could harm Dracula, it would be Maru from Medulo, because of his curse technique.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good pull. That's a good pull. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Todd? Maki or Endeavor?
The thing with Maki is, depending on the gen she is, I know for a fact she cannot consume flame.
She can.
She can direct flame. And she cannot consume. It. So she can alter the flame, but in that case, just off of flame. just altering it alone, I feel like Endeavor would take it based on what we've seen in the actual anime. Like I'm talking anime adaptation. Yeah, I'll give it to Endeavor based on that and what I know from Fire Force.
What do you think, Anyan?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I feel like when it comes to, like he said, she can manipulate flames. I feel like Endeavor would just increase his output to a point where she couldn't fuck with him.
She turned those shits into little kawaii fucking little plushies, bro.
Oh my god! You think a prominence burn? You think a prominence burn? You're wild.
Okay.
She smoked. Hold up. Okay, let me cook because he says
cook.
He answered with a prominence burn. Now we already know. Let's break it down off this. Hand-to-hand combat. Maki is undeniably more skilled in martial arts than Endeavor. I think that's a fair to say. I don't think that's a crazy take. Okay? Yeah. So, prominence burn, which heavily relies on close quarters, a lot of those prominence burns are either punches or grappling style. He hugs you and explodes. If it's grappling style, okay, yeah, because, from real world perspective, like, if I'm fighting one of my teammates and he's like, if I fight Sean, who's one of my boys who I train with, he's 260, I'm 180, we're equally skilled, he wins because he's heavier than me, but we still have a good time and we have a nice roll. But with that being said, if he grabs her, her strength and skill, it doesn't matter at that point. But if it's a prominence burn like punch, there's nothing to say she cannot do judo, and while her hands are touching his flames, they will become the little cute things because that's her whole shtick. That's like what her version of the Gen 2 power is. So that prominence burn immediately becomes a plushie that she then controls the second she touches the flames. So I think it's way closer than people think, and I think she has a very good chance because, okay, if he grabs her, that's an easy win con. He can explode, and she's not fully, she can't absorb flames, but she is relatively resistant, but she'll still burn. Like, she'll burn and she'll probably die and turn to ash. But, like, what else? Like, jet burn? Jet burn is a projectile based, so she's touching jet burn and turning it into a plushie. I think the majority of Endeavor's attacks, she can turn into a plushie. I think his whole win con is he has to blitz her and grab her, which the Fire Force verse caps out at faster than light, because once you're moving faster than light, time no longer exists. So we know she can't move FTL, but again, anyways, Endeavor caps out at around supersonic because the fastest characters in My Hero are hypersonic, and Endeavor is not one of the fastest. So since he's supersonic, Maki I don't think has shown feats to be supersonic, so I think he's faster. So I think his win con is blitz, grab, explode. But that's the large majority of other situations, I think she's got it over him. Which is why I think I would give it to her, because I would give it to her maybe 6 out of the 10 times. And I think the other 4 times Endeavor blitzes and explodes.
That's low-key. Okay, based on your argument, I can see your argument why that's a clear win. It's just the overall intensity of the flame. We saw recently that Maki isn't able to consume high volumes of flame, whether it's projectile or close range. She needed a priestess, what was it? I can't remember what it's called. She needed the prayer in order to be her strength to be heightened, or her Gen 2 abilities. So without that heightened ability, does Endeavor strictly win off of just overwhelming flames?
Yeah. Not to mention, Maki also is like Batman with a lot of gadgets. So like that also help her a lot. I feel like in terms of, in most of her fights, she uses some piece of technology to get the dub.
Yeah, that's true.
It really kind of depends if her tech is able to fuck with Endeavor's flames.
I don't think it would. Now, I actually am going to concede this to you guys. I think Endeavor would probably... I didn't think about the overwhelmingness, because I'm not watching the new season of Fire Force because I read it. So I was like, I'm not going to bother watching it, because right now I'm trying to watch what my wife wants to watch. And so we're on Vinland Saga, and I'm watching it for the second time now because she never saw it.
Peak.
Valid. In
my off time, I gotta watch Gachiakuta, because I never finished it. I gotta keep up with Sentenced to Be a Hero, and I gotta keep up with Jack of All Trades, Party of None. So I'm not I haven't watched it, but as soon as you said that, you refreshed my memory, and I do think you're right. Like she probably can't, because the largest amount of flames that we've seen from Endeavor is like 5 or 6 city blocks in Tokyo, so multi-city blocks. So yeah, she probably would not be able to absorb all of that, or like not be able to handle all of that. All right, I'm gonna concede this one. Endeavor probably loses.
Got it up, bro.
Okay, let's stay on theme here with My Hero. All Might versus Omni-Man. I'll tell you first this time. Unfortunately for All Might, he's losing. But I think it's closer than most people think, because ultimately, Invincible scaling is kind of shenanigans. Like, we never see Omni-Man fight at speeds faster than hypersonic, yet for some reason he can fly across the known universe in a matter of days. But why aren't you fighting at that speed? That's where you get inconsistencies when it comes to comic books, like Superman being able to cross the known universe to go to Lois because he hears her phone beep, and he did it in 3 seconds, but then why don't you fight at that speed all the time? Like, there's inconsistencies in comics. So if I was to scale their speeds, Omni-Man would probably be a little bit faster at hypersonic with All Might being supersonic. And then their strength, like, it's not like Omni-Man is that much stronger than All Might. Like, Omni-Man's blowing through buildings and stuff, which All Might does as well. I think the difference is dexterity. I think the Viltrumites have way more dexterity than like All Might. Like, they're just capable of more as far as like stamina. Being able to fly is a massive plus. Like that's the reason, but I do think it's closer than people think. I don't think it's just like a wash for Omni-Man, because people say Omni-Man's planetary because he conquered a bunch of planets, but that's like saying Kaguya is multiversal because she made a pocket dimension. Like, I don't think that's a fair scale, because like conquering a planet and destroying a planet are not the same. Like, can he output planetary AP? I don't think so. I think at most he's like, he can output city level AP. Like, he could probably destroy a city with a punch, but he's not destroying a planet. He's just conquering it. So like, they're probably closer than people think.
That's valid. Honestly, I agree with you. There's no debate there. Like, literally no debate. Only because I was so like just straight face value with this take. Who is willing to take it there? Omni-Man. We're talking about literally ending the fight, one punch, no holding back, all in. All Might, yes, he does have a lot of super strength. He's durable, but how durable are you? We've seen Omni-Man take out other superheroes who are just as durable. Immortal, to name one. Immortal has the same amount of strength, but Omni-Man's one-shot him so many times.
Yep. I agree.
I just think, personally, I don't agree with the fact that Omni-Man doesn't have planetary AP. I think a lot of people forget the one scene where he flew through a planet 100 times and blew it up and then flew away.
Wasn't that the Flaxen planet? Is that the planet you're talking about?
Dude, it's a planet.
But it's like the size of a moon. Actually, you know what? Fine. You can have that.
Planetary.
Okay, I don't remember how big that planet was, I will say. But he literally just flew.
Their whole shtick was that time moved away.
No. I thought the Flaxens, he didn't blow that planet up. That's where he went after leaving Earth.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the planet where they showed it in a flashback. It wasn't.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one that he wrote a comic about and left for Mark, because he blew their planet up because they had that technology that could kill him. And that's why Omni-Man wrote all those comics. All the comics are stories of ways that Viltrumites can lose. And that was one of the planets that he blew up because they had technology that could kill Viltrumites. Okay, you're right. Fuck, I forgot about that. Damn it, bro.
Brother, a lot of people, bro. And it's not just you. Like, so many people don't fail to bring that up. And I'm like, bro, like, he bare hand did that shit. Like, no weapon, no army, no nothing. It was just him.
No, that's fair.
And then flew away like 10 seconds later.
That's fair. But
again, watched the planet just.
That's an inconsistency in comics. Again, we're gonna count it, but that's an inconsistency in comics, because if he was capable of that, why are we not seeing him do that more frequently? That it's like when I made the joke about people scale Kid Naruto to faster than light because of the instance with Haku. But if that was the case, then Konohamaru, who's not even in ninja school yet, is faster than light because he's able to perceive Naruto fighting. So it's just like, it's one of those inconsistency things. But I'll give it to you because that is a core point in the story.
I think it also lines up because it was like you were saying, a lot of times the Viltrumites aren't going to planets to destroy them. They're going there to conquer them.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like that was more of a last resort type of thing. And it was because, like you said, they had the technology to stop them. So he was like, I need to stop them before they get big enough to actually pose a threat to us.
Now that's fair.
Man, that's new, bro. I didn't even realize that. And I've watched Invincible. I need to start reading the comics, man. Like the
comics are so good. The comics made me realize that Eve solos so much of fiction.
So many of the. Oh my
that
god,
she's quite literally fully If for those of you who are show only, this is a very minor spoiler. It will not affect the plot in any way. But she's quite literally fully immortal. And when she dies at the end of season 2 and comes back to life, that's a heart-wrenching moment for many fans because they're like, she died. Oh, we got to see her reconstruct herself. That was a beautiful moment. But then when you realize, when you read all of Invincible, and at the end of Invincible, Mark's like, what, 1,500 years old? And Eve is also 1,500 years old, but she still looks 21. And then they're like, oh yeah, because of her power, her body can never deconstruct. So like she could kill herself and she'll just come back to life because her brain will overload and force her to come back to life. So when you like realize that she quite literally has functional immortality, you're like, damn. And then the ability to just alter atoms at will. Crazy.
You can.
I knew that. That's
level.
crazy.
Like, after seeing what she did to Conquest, I was like, I really don't know who's.
That was cool.
Her, like, I don't know who's fucking with her, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was so.
Hey, this new season though, Conquest about to have that comeback. It's about to be crazy, and we about to see a full power Mark. I'm hyped for that.
Yeah.
All right, let me give you guys a new one. I'll give you a funnier one. Damn, my wife is blowing up my phone right now. Let me see. Can I grab your switch plug? Yes, you can come downstairs. Yes. She wants to play Switch, and I guess the switch is dead. But my charger's down here. Okay. This one's funnier. We got Sasuke, but pre-Boruto. Preface. Versus Chad from Bleach.
What arc Sasuke are we talking about?
Shippuden?
End of Shippuden.
Very end.
But before he gets his arm blown off. Pre-Naruto fight, post Six Paths Chakra being given to him.
Chad, we talking full power Chad?
I'm talking Bleach? Full power Chad.
Like most recent, okay.
Most recent Chad. 1,000-Year Blood War arc Chad.
See, I'm not there yet, so it's hard for me to say. I don't know what he's capable of at that point in time.
You go off what you know, then, Jan. Go off just what you know. The answer's probably going to be the same.
Off what I know, I want to say Sasuke, bro.
I'm with you.
I'm going to say it, bro. Chad, bro.
Oh, my God, bro.
Hold on. Now, I want to hear his argument, though. I want to hear your argument, though.
Hit me with it.
Oh, your camera froze.
Oh, we lost you. You just froze, Todd. There we go. He'll be back.
No.
There we go. Cool.
I think I froze, bro.
Yeah, you froze for a second.
Yeah, for a quick second.
All right, am I back?
No, you're good. Yeah. Your camera's about to turn on. We can see it loading. I'm gonna just say off the jump.
Yo, what's going on?
Hater. I'm a big time Chad hater. I think he's the most useless character.
No defense was too funny.
That's so defense. Weird. It's like it's like freezing for some reason every time I turn my cam on.
For me, you guys were both frozen for the first, but I knew it was a me problem because of my OBS. You guys were frozen for the first 10 minutes of the podcast. So I'm gonna just put a note. Like I could hear you guys, but your faces were frozen. I'm gonna just put a note in the video version of the podcast that says their cameras turned back on in 10 minutes. Because for me, you guys were both like this.
Oh.
For like 10
minutes. You gotta use that.
Somebody Nana67 said Peak Boruto versus Shinobi Alliance. What you think?
Slamming! Peak Boruto is slamming!
What?
He's watching them.
Boruto.
Bro, Boruto is
Y'all thought what Madara did was bad?
Boruto.
Oh my God, bro. Boruto is doing horrible things to that verse. Todd, bro, last episode we talked about would you rather have Kurama in you or Momoshiki? And I said Momoshiki because
me and him both said Momoshiki.
Yeah, because we were like, Kurama, you have to tame. Momoshiki, you just kill yourself. And then he rebuilds you, and now you control him, and now you have the most broken, omnipotent abilities in all of Naruto. And like,
dude,
he could do terrible things to the Shinobi Alliance. Terrible.
When I think about it now, though, that's kind of not the case, because even after Boruto like died and he got reconstructed, although he couldn't fully take over his body, he said like every time he tried to use like his karma seal or his powers, that like he felt as if he was liable to get taken over. So I don't know. I feel like there's still risk involved.
There's risk involved even with Kurama. Like, think about it. Anytime Naruto on near death, a tail pops up. 2. Not before you know it, 8 tails. He's just going berserk. He didn't tame Kurama until like I want to say Pain. Right? That was the Pain arc.
In terms of accessing the power, I'll agree with you. Like Kurama, you would have to be near death. Whereas Momoshiki after that.
The real question is, would you rather have to tame a beast and have access to hacks that make you a top tier in the verse, but still can be bested by other top tiers? Or would you rather have access to a being that gives you hacks that literally put you at the very top of the verse, but the risk is that you might lose everything? Like, you might lose everything if you're caught slipping. I would rather have the other one, because like, you at that point you could make yourself so feared that you don't even need to drop any of those abilities, and then you're just like, people are just too afraid to fuck with you. But anyways,
higher risk, higher reward.
The Sasuke versus Chad. You were gonna make an argument for Chad. Let me hear it first.
Let me hear it.
So I would say Chad only because from what we know of Bleach in the verse itself, Reapers are able to do what? They're able to be non-existent to the human eye. And if we're going off verse equalization, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't even think Sasuke will be able to even know that Chad's presence is available. And Chad's not a Reaper. He just has the abilities, spiritual abilities. Sasuke would never be able to see anything Chad has available for any type of attack. Especially, even with him having the Rinnegan, it wouldn't do anything because he had just got it at the end of Shippuden during the Great War, the 4th Great Ninja War. So I'm definitely going to have to make that argument for Chad.
So,
I can see that though.
I'm gonna have to say
I can definitely see that.
Based on verse equalization, I gotta do a hard disagree here, because if we're gonna verse equalize, this is what I said on live today, because people asked how I verse equalize, and maybe my way is just like off, but you could tell me if you agree or disagree. I consider chakra, and so chakra equals cursed energy, equals nen, equals spiritual pressure. The reason I would say that is because these things are a foreign pool. It's a pool-based power system that you pull from to then execute a technique. Even if it's inside of you, it's something that's inside of everything. Whether you can access it or not, sure, that's inherently genetic. Not everyone can be a ninja, just like not everyone can be a Soul Reaper. If you're a Soul Reaper, you can access spiritual pressure, and if you're a human, you necessarily can't, except for like exceptions like Chad or Quincy's or things of that nature. So, but in general, it's a power system that you pull from to then execute a technique. Versus like a quirk is, I would not say quirk equals chakra, because a quirk is a genetic trait. So like All for One Shigaraki couldn't steal Shadow Clone Jutsu, but All for One Shigaraki could steal a Rinnegan, because a Rinnegan is an inherent genetic ability. So same thing. I think if I were to verse equalize, I would say spiritual pressure. And another example, right, it would be like All for One Shigaraki couldn't steal Conqueror's Haki, because again, Haki is that foreign system you pull from. But All for One Shigaraki could steal the human fruit, because the devil fruit changes who you are. It's not a foreign power system. It changes your physiology. So if I were to cross verse equalize, I would say chakra equals spiritual pressure, which would then make it so that I do think Sasuke would be able to perceive what Chad has. That's my argument as to what, because if I was going to see it from your perspective, the way you equalize, then I would say yes, Chad would probably beat Sasuke. But if I were to equalize it in the way that I just described, I would say Sasuke wins, because I think Sasuke tiers to around a Chad level. In the Bleach verse, Sasuke
I see what you're saying. That would be
around a Chad level.
Yeah. If not equivalent. Honestly, Sasuke would be higher.
Yeah.
So you could put Sasuke at like a high Quincy. Go ahead, Jan.
Yes.
You think? I was gonna say, yeah, if we scale like how you were saying, both of their power systems, we would have to make it on a sort of level-ish playing field, especially if one of those power systems are just throughout the whole series scaled to be higher to make it an equal comparison. But even with that said, when you had mentioned the Rinnegan, I don't think he has anything for that, especially his ability to just swap places.
Yeah, heavenly. What is it called?
Heavenly hand power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta ask my cousin because that's the biggest Bleach fan that I was telling you about. Do you think Chad beat Sasuke pre-Boruto?
Chad?
Yeah.
Chad.
1,000-year blood war though.
1,000-year blood war.
I told him I don't know what 1,000-year blood war Chad is capable of. So I'm speaking off of where I'm at, but like
tell him we both said no.
Well, yeah. he said yes, and me and Ryan said no. Yeah.
What
he said it best, man. He said he loved Chad, but he don't think he could keep up with Sasuke.
Yeah.
That's true. Also hand to hand. That's true. That's the tough part, especially when if you do pure verse equalization, that's just a hard fight, bro.
Absolutely. I just feel like one is more like Sasuke a fighting prodigy on the low, bro. He kind of introduced
that's the
to
thing,
us
though.
Chad was too, though. Now that I think about it, he was introduced to us,
but he was more brute.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, and that's just because, as far as we knew, like we didn't even know he had powers. He was just a dude that was just whooping ass like off the muscle, and then we found out, nah, you do have some power in you, and you scale up to other characters in this verse in terms of strength and other areas. So, yeah.
All right. I think we got this one. Go to Sasuke. Let's do another one. Oh, my bad. Cuzzo's speaking right now. Let's hear what he got to say.
No, I think he's dropping some Bleach gems right now.
Yeah, he is. He was saying with like the whole gang, with like Chad or Hime, all like anyone except I guess Uryu, like their powers like kind of came as a sort of manifestation like through Ichigo, and I'm like,
that's true. From being around him, right? Awakening,
from being around him.
You know, exactly Diddy, Jazer looking kind of big back there, bro. Tell Jazer he really in the gym for real. I'm proud of him.
Kind of big back there. That's crazy because he just said he looking kind of little, but that's crazy.
Nah, he working. I'm proud. Jazer is the kid, Todd, that me and Jan normally podcast with Jazer every week. He's one of the guys who's in the show with us. But
yeah, I'm gonna drop you a follow too, Jan. After this, like, bro, I'm gonna make sure they get like kind of tie in with all y'all, see what y'all got going on and whatnot. Like I said, bro, like I found Peak like random. Like just I was scrolling, video pops up, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good bro." Did I DM you, bro? I low-key think I like literally messaged you.
Yeah, you messaged me.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I mess with your content heavy, and then I saw you were married, like just doing your thing. I was like, okay, this is the type of dude I like. Like I'm gonna get on here, bro, and show some love, man. So that's
why I'm glad we got you. Bro. That's why I'm glad we got you on for this episode because I was like, I need to get you on soon because most of our videos, I notice I agree with a lot of your takes. And but there's also ones that I disagree with, and I'm like, then I know we can have good discussion because we'll agree on some things and we'll disagree on some things. So we'll have good discussion.
Valid.
All right, I'm gonna give you a new versus. The Hashira versus Konohamaru's generation of tuning.
What does that mean? Like who's in
tuning
that?
Tuning exam when Naruto did the tuning exam with Konohamaru and he lost because he went Sage Mode accidentally.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who all was in that.
That gen of tuning. So like Konohamaru.
Shosho.
Yep. The chick.
Inoji.
Name. Yep.
No. You're talking about the Boruto characters.
Oh, those are not.
He's talking about
like, class.
Yeah. That's when he was.
I mean when Konohamaru
is he was trying to be a tuning.
Yeah.
So I remember the end of Naruto, they did the tuning exam back, and he fought against Naruto.
Scale it just off of Konohamaru. Just so I'm saying all of the Hashira versus all of the Leaf tuning at Konohamaru's level. You don't even need to know what other tuning there are. You can assume their class is around the same size of Naruto's class. So call it 20 kids, 20 Leaf Village kids that are tuning level and around Konohamaru's level. All of the Hashira versus those kids.
I'm going to go ahead and say, and this is going to be spicy. This is going to be real spicy. And I'm only saying this because, bro, like, until at least mid-level tuning, there's no one in the show I can really say is a skilled, like, weapons user. Bro, you see him throw a lucky kunai in OG Naruto, and you're like, oh my god, like he's the greatest with these shinobi ninja tools, bro. Like he's a demon. So like Hashiras are all like trained swordsmen, like peak swordsmen in their verse. I'm saying in their verse. In their verse, they're peak swordsmen.
All right.
Nobody is fucking with them.
All right. This is unacceptable.
But in Kid Naruto,
this is unacceptable, Jan.
Like, but I'm not. I didn't even say who wins.
Hold on, like, because I want to argue this point. This is crazy.
I'm just saying one verse is much more skilled.
You're clearly saying the Hashira. You're clearly saying the Hashira.
I think that, but I think the Naruto hands might overpower the Hashira weapons.
The Hashira are dying horrible deaths. Horrible deaths.
It's the chakra. It's the chakra control in general. Like, we got to understand, Konohamaru as a child was able to use like different jutsus at that point. He was already more proficient than Naruto.
He washes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even at his earliest forms of tuning, he was still more efficient.
No, you're right.
Now I'm gonna say
he's washing.
I'm gonna say some crazy shit. Konohamaru tuning by himself washes all of the Hashira at the same time, gang. All of them. The Hashira, all of them. The Hashira are regular Bro, the Hashira are regular motherfuckers that breathe funny and swing swords.
Hear me out. Gyome? He's not folding Gyome just off the muscle, bro.
No, bro.
On some ones. If Gyome is like a sub and they jumping, bro, Konohamaru was going to feel that, bro.
You know what's going to happen?
He's going to feel that.
Gyomei's big body's ass is going to hop in. He's going to have that shit. He's going to swing it at best. With peak Demon Slayer glaze, at best he's gonna swing that at supersonic speed, and Konohamaru's hypersonic ass is gonna blitz him with a Rasengan and explode his internal organs, bro. Because at the end,
that's valid. That's valid.
At that age is hypersonic, gang.
Bro,
not at that age. He's pretty. But that's the inconsistency. That's the inconsistency because we talked about this earlier. If Naruto was at what was it like
light speed because
when he was fighting against Haku?
Yeah, light speed because Haku moved at light speed.
So he can perceive the speed so he can keep up with the fight. So nobody's faster than Konohamaru in Demon Slayer.
So look, Konohamaru, let's not forget non-tuning Konohamaru killed a pain, bro.
Oh
my god. Bro, did he though?
He did, bro. Yo, no, bro. Konohamaru, listen. One Rasengan is enough for all of them, bro. Let's not, unless you're Mr. Mountain Man Inosuke and you can just magically move your organs around inside of your body. The rest of these motherfuckers are normal people that breathe funny and can run fast and jump high and swing swords. Their verse is regular fucking people versus the ninja of the leaf. This is a wizard child. He's got mystical powers.
That's crazy, bro.
By himself is crazy. And like, because how many Rasengan do you really think he's able to pop out at that age? Not 8. I'll tell you that much. Not 8. He's not 8 back to back.
Naruto even jumps you, bro. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, Naruto is still jumping with like multiple Rasengans at once.
And if he uses
multi-shadow clone jutsu, Naruto jumped Konohamaru in the tuning exams, putting belt to ass on Konohamaru, and Konohamaru still this should be the biggest feat of them all. Can we agree right now? I just want yes or no's that post-pain fight Naruto. This is the Naruto we're talking about. Post-pain fight, currently training for Kurama Amp, currently in the process of taming Kurama, full Sage Mode mastery. This is the Naruto that fought in the tuning exams. We all can agree that Naruto, that version of Naruto, massively overscales everything in the Demon Slayer verse by such a large margin you couldn't even compare. Correct?
Yes. I'll say yes for Naruto.
Konohamaru landed a punch on this man, and he was trying.
Krillin punched Goku. That's exactly what you're saying to me right now.
Bro, but he was trying. That's the difference. Naruto was trying. He jumped Konohamaru with what 10,000 shadow clones all holding.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, that's not even trying. He literally just said, "You're gonna use shadow clones. I'm gonna just show you that I can make more because I have."
Let's not forget, this was a primary plot point that everyone in the audience felt bad for Konohamaru because Konohamaru was getting bitched. And who was it? It was Gaara's right hand man that said, the puppet dude. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Kankuro said to Gaara, because Gaara was like, why is Naruto treating him this way? And Kankuro said, this is Naruto's way of showing him respect. He's gonna treat him the same way he would treat any other villain. So based on character statements, we can assume that Naruto is fighting at full strength and he's not treating Konohamaru differently. And Konohamaru was able to land a punch on him. And if Konohamaru can punch a Naruto, which scales Demon Slayer so massively that they can't even be put close, then I think it's pretty safe to assume that Konohamaru could land one Rasengan back-to-back on all 9 Hashira.
No way. Dude, and let me tell you why. Okay. That was close. That was the closest thing in Naruto to like a One Punch Man fight. Dude, you can literally see them fighting, and like, you want to talk about trying your hardest against Konohamaru? Bro, half the time, we saw Konohamaru in like I don't know if, it wasn't a still frame, but like a good 5-second like clip of where he's just coming, push, punch, push, punch, push. Like, he's not even punching him back at that point. He's literally just pushing him away like an annoying little brother. Like, that's not trying, if you ask me, bro. And then the moment that he did punch him, bro, the man lost his balance. They led up to this like a fucking Tom and Jerry scene, bro.
All right, so let me know.
Like, oh my god, I'm all out of tricks.
That's crazy.
Let me know.
That's crazy.
Behind my foot.
I just can't see the Hashira beating Konohamaru, though,
I don't think
like,
so.
I don't think they win, but like,
I get it. Konohamaru still wins, though. Like, I agree that Konohamaru wins, but like, just saying that he just flushes them, that's what's kind of hard for me to say that. But then again, one thing I will agree with, it is just weird breathing. Based on what the mangaka said himself, he's just like, you don't even really see any of these things.
Yeah,
these are all imaginary.
It's all in their head.
Moves. It's all in their head. It's not even real. It's such a weird thing to say. It kind of ruins Demon Slayer for me at times. But I'm like, dang. At least we know for a fact that chakra control within the verse of Naruto, you actually see what's going on.
So
and then they're trained ninja. He's a trained ninja from a child. It's completely different from these kids that grew up to be Hashira. They just work really hard to get to where they're at. He's consistently been that his entire life. I can't take that away from him.
Hachu.
Bless you.
Bless you. Damn, that was crazy.
Times 3.
So
I knew it was 3. Bro. I don't know why I said it so fast.
The Hashira, and this is my beef with Demon Slayer. Holy shit, why did that hurt? Oh, it's because the IV. Regularly in Demon Slayer, like, Demon Slayer is such an upscaled verse because I don't think there's a single character in Demon Slayer that's faster than supersonic at most. I haven't seen the feats, and all I've seen is people wank scaling to somehow get them to light speed or lightning speed. The Love Hashira is not lightning speed.
They're all massively FTL. What are you talking?
Dude, you know that gets me every time. That's the rage bait.
That's my favorite. Like,
when people say Zenitsu is light speed, I get so mad at it, and they're like, he's lightning speed, and I'm like,
he's like lightning, bro.
Yeah, how? Because
he's literally light.
That's so funny, dude.
I gotta tell my wife to turn the lights off. But yeah, they're at the end of the day, I think they're just
Clover.
The reason I think they wash is because they're just regular people at the end of the day. And I know that's unfair to say because they're like, I had this debate with a kid where he said, name somebody who can cut a boulder. And I tried to tell him, I'm like, look, the Demon Slayer is heavily inspired by old samurai. There's hundreds of myths of samurai that were able to cut boulders. Does that mean it happened? Who's to say? None of us can say because we weren't alive back then. But there's hundreds of myths.
Like name someone that can stick their bare hand through a boulder and destroy it.
Yeah,
like,
and then they're like name somebody who can jump up a tree. Okay, 50 Red Bull parkour athletes. Like, what are we talking about right now? A lot of the things that they can achieve can be achieved by people. It's just made to look more dramatic. Now, yes, moving your organs around like Mountain Man Inosuke is fucking impossible. So there are some hilarious like little things here and there, but in general, they're they're people. Versus a Konohamaru is like, if I were to put it in simple terms for somebody who's never watched Naruto, this is a ninja wizard child. like ninja wizard child with mystical abilities, and also a ninja, but also mystical abilities versus regular person. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
My only thing with that though is with the Hashiras, although they are regular people, would you scale the demons the same way you're scaling them?
No, not even close.
Not even close. That's all they fight though.
So
and win against, mind you.
So would you scale a belt? So you haven't watched. Okay. So we were talking about Dracula earlier in Castlevania. A Belmont is a normal human person, even more normal than a Hashira, like a regular fucking guy who carries around blessed weaponry, fighting vampires that are like mega supernatural beings moving at crazy speeds, healing, using mystical powers. Like, would you then say, like, you would still just scale a Belmont to a regular dude with mystical weaponry, which is what a demon slayer is. They're a regular dude with mystical weaponry. They have an Ichirin sword. That's the only reason they can hurt the demons. Ultimately,
but do the Belmonts have to train to use that weapon?
No. That's the only difference.
Some of them, some of the weapons, yes, but the majority of them, no. The majority of the weapons the Belmonts wouldn't have to train to use. But also, so if I were to say
the Belmonts are low key like sorcerers, though.
Yeah, low key. But remember my debate that I've said before, where I've said soldiers, we've got an active duty military person here. People in the military who are out on a battlefield getting shot at regularly dodge bullets. Would you say that those normal human people are hypersonic because they're dodging supersonic bullets? And I use this argument when I say Luffy dodged light. You wouldn't. You would say that their perception, which is very reasonable to say, they have hypersonic perception. A human is able to use reason and their brain to assume that a bullet's going to fire at a certain time and move before that bullet then hits them. They're not moving hypersonic. They have hypersonic reaction time because they're able to predict that the bullet is going to come, predict that they're about to be shot at by an enemy, and move. This happens regularly. That's the same reason that I say Luffy isn't light speed just because he dodged light. Like I said, dodging something doesn't mean you can move that speed. It means that you can perceive something to move and react at a certain time. So because the demons are way faster than Hashira and have these mystical abilities and the Hashira react to them, doesn't scale the Hashira to the level of those demons. It just means that they're capable of reacting to what the demons can give them. And I think ultimately their tools is what allows them to best the demons. If you have a tool that's going to kill
that's
it.
Fair.
So yeah.
No Nichiren sword, and you're kind of cooked regardless.
But anyways, we took the debate way off topic by me saying that Konohamaru by himself solos. We agree, though, that the Chunin class solos the Hashira.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Even average Naruto ninja beats. Yeah.
Dude, we've been on verses. We're not even halfway through my list. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you two more verses. Mori Jin versus Rimuru.
Tempest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop it, bro.
Stop.
I wanted to instinctively say Rimuru too, bro, but
Mori
Jin Mori got the lore, though.
I think Jin Mori is smacking.
Jin Mori got the lore.
Were we talking Nirvana?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, that was going to be my whole argument because he's immune to reality rewrite and reality eraser if he's in Nirvana.
Yeah.
That's my whole argument. Yeah. If he's not in Nirvana, Rimuru Tempest is watching.
Yeah, bro. That's obviously Jin Mori. Yeah,
right, cool.
I think we all agree there. All
right, that's a fun one. Yeah, Mori Jin and Nirvana is
in like 30 seconds. Awesome King said he's ending the fight in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's right.
That's
he's right. All right. Last one, Aladdin. Now, Jan, where are you at in Magi? Are they in Sindria?
Where am I at Magi? I think they're headed there. I'm trying to remember what happened last. So they pulled up on Alibaba.
I know that you know that Alibaba's the rightful king now.
Yes,
because you sent me a Snapchat.
Okay.
I sent you the picture.
Okay.
But no. So that was the flashback though. So after that, it was they were supposed to link again, and they found out how Alibaba was like part of the leader of the Fog clan that was like attacking. Was it Sindria or was it?
No,
was it
Balbad.
One of the two.
So you're about to be at the Sindria arc, which is a really short arc before you get Magnotosh. Okay, so you might not be super knowledgeable on it, but you know the direction that this is going in. You've seen Jafar. You've seen what Jafar is.
Is his name Jafar or is it Judar?
Judar.
It's Judar with dark rook.
Yeah.
He has the dark root.
Yeah, so you've seen
I just saw him fight Aladdin, actually.
So
him and Aladdin just fought. That was the last thing I saw.
So you know the direction that this is about to go in. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Aladdin massively outscales Judar in terms of magical capabilities. Okay? And you've seen what Judar can do. So this is my versus. Yes. Aladdin versus all of Black Clover. But not at the same time, like one after the other. Everybody in Black Clover.
Even he could take the top 10 strongest at the same time and then just cook the rest. And to me, from what I've seen.
I think so.
Nobody in Black Clover has shit for that. Like,
and if I'm going, and we can go off of just anime because I know a lot of people haven't read the manga. If we're going off of manga, he solos the whole verse without them even knowing that he's a being. But if we're going off of anime, I still think he can 1v1 every single person in Black Clover.
Yes. Not jumping though. We agree on not like all together.
Yeah, nah.
Right?
If they jumped him, he's cooked.
Okay. I got you. Separately, yes, Aladdin wins. But like, I was thinking like, with like just any of the teams together. Like, just being honest with you, I just didn't see that happening. He's good though. He would wreck like all of the Black Bulls.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe. Yeah, he definitely would. He definitely would. I'm just being honest with that.
All right, good. We'll keep it easy. We'll move on to anime, this or that. All right. And this one, I'm going to give you two things, Todd, because you're new here. It's either you're going to pick this or you're going to pick that. Simple rules. All right. First one, Byakugan or Sharingan? I'm picking Byakugan every time. My reason being, Sharingans are made to be a primary point in the Naruto original and Shippuden, which is why we're so familiar with them, because they are a focal point in the story, which is why we're so familiar with its capabilities and whatnot. The Mangekyo and such. The Byakugan has now become much more of a focus with Boruto because of the Otsukis, because of Himawari and whatnot. Due to this, I'm saying that I think the Byakugan is more useful than a Sharingan and has far less drawbacks. That's why I'm picking the Byakugan. What would you guys pick?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would pick the Byakugan just because I know what I would have to do in order to unlock further points of the Sharingan. The sacrifice, what I would have to do to even gain additional strength. And then also keep in mind, the downside to having the Sharingan is the fact that you will lose your sight at some point. Some people say that it didn't happen to everybody, but you gotta be realistic.
Have to steal another pair,
There you go. What happened to Itachi is what happens to all of the Uchiha, except for Sasuke, another one of those random moments where the story just completely switched, but you're supposed to go blind at some point, the stronger you get. So I would just choose the Byakugan, even though I would have rather seen Neji carry that on further in the original series, but I know his character was written off for plot reasons and things like that. But we see with Hinata that it continued to surpass it to her children with Himawari. And she's like absolutely amazing. She one-shot Kurama and Naruto at the same time and slept them. So the Byakugan, hands down.
And to his point, okay, Awesome King said losing sight is because of the Mangekyo. Is it not? It is. It's because of the Mangekyo Sharingan. And to your point earlier, Todd, when Sasuke ran up and was about to fight Kakashi, if you remember at that point, his MS usage already had him just about blind. Like his eyes were grayed. Like you could tell like he was. And actually, it's so crazy for those of you who have not read the latest chapter of Boruto. To one, go read that. And two, Sarada, after using her MS for I think the third time, like they showed a panel where her vision was like getting blurry. So I'm like, damn, like it don't take a lot of times. I'm pretty sure it only took Sasuke like 3 fights once he unlocked his to start going blind.
Now look, I'm gonna tell you something though. They're about to get as I eat my Thin Mint. Sorry. They're gonna get her Mangekyo instead of her having an eternal MS, like having on some like Sasuke, eye transplant shit.
Yeah.
Guarantee this is the route they go. You know how they should have killed Mike Guy? Mike Guy should be dead. For everyone watching, Mike Guy should be dead.
My God, bro.
Naruto coming in on some Naruto Jesus shit, using an ability that was never explained. It's not explained in the light novel. It's not explained in the manga. How the fuck he kept him alive. This is exactly how it's explained. Yo, Naruto, how'd you do that? I don't know. I can just feel this power in me. Direct quote, by the way. So
no, he literally did say that. He was like, I just touched him, and then
they're gonna do that for Sadara. I'm calling it. Kishimoto loves that move. They're gonna have Boruto do some like Momoshiki shenanigans with Karma, and somehow she's just able to have Mangekyo forever and not go blind. I'm calling it now.
I don't know. That's how you continue on with the series, bro.
You know what I think?
Saruto.
I think they go
Saruto, bro. Yes.
That's how it continues.
I think they go a more interesting route there, because who do we know of that has been studying Sharingan since the beginning of Naruto?
Oh my God, ain't no way, bro. Oh, it's some Orochimaru shit. Bro?
Yes, bro. They gave him a whole lab now too to keep studying, gang. They said lock in. We're gonna need you in the future.
Nah, that's a good point. He
probably has over 100 Sharingan.
Bro.
He probably has all the ones Danzo had. He probably has, bro. Like, yeah, I think he's gonna get her right.
That's valid, bro. That's actually
back there. You gotta go to Grandpa house and get that implant.
Nah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
That's actually smart, because whatever happened to Zanzo's body, bro? We don't know.
Yeah, I think he destroyed it. He self-sacrificed. He did like a jutsu. So that, because Obito was gonna try and take Shisui's eye from him.
Got it.
At the end of that fight with Sasuke, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna just bust out this sealing jutsu that traps any of y'all, and will also, it's like a sacrifice jutsu."
Got it.
All right, on the topic of Naruto, then you got to be in a clan, bro. Uzumaki or Senju?
Senju.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Oh, actually.
Okay. Hear me out. What if? Okay, are we talking like up to date? If I'm an Uzumaki and Boruto next generation,
you're an Uzumaki now. So both of your clans are dead, and you're the only person left alive.
Uzumaki. Unlimited chakra reserve. I'm just being honest with you. Like, and nobody knows I'm an Uzumaki at this point, because I can just simply change my last name. But because there's no sign that you're an Uzumaki, except for the red hair. But obviously Naruto was like one of those pools where his hair wasn't red. So who knows? You know, your hair might be like a regular color. So you can get away with having unlimited chakra reserve, learn regular jutsus, and be super efficient. I would go Uzumaki just off of that alone.
I might have to say...
The only way...
Go ahead, Jan.
The only way that I would pick Senju is if I had access to wood style.
I'm gonna have to say Senju. Yep, I'm gonna have to say Senju.
If I get the wood style and potentially even the great healing factor Grandpa Hashirama had, or like maybe not that. Like, he's the OG.
That's
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
Even if I get like a piece,
it wasn't the Senju's whole shtick. I mean, aside from wood, you got wood through being Senju, because it was a unique. It was a unique to them, but not everyone got wood style. But everyone did get healing. Like, was that not their whole shtick? The same way all Uzumakis get sealing, it wasn't that their thing? That was their technique that is passed down. And the first person that wasn't Senju to be able to use 100 healings was Sakura, because a Senju taught her how to do it. Because ultimately, it's a technique anyone.
Tsunade.
Yeah, Tsunade taught Sakura how to do it, but Tsunade was a Senju.
This is the thing with that, though. It's kind of like, I hate the inconsistencies with that. Because if that's the case, Sakura as our Haruna was like super strength with healing abilities that she learned, though. This wasn't something that she was born with. She learned that technique. Like,
yeah, but she learned it from a Senju. That's why I would pick Senju, because if I pick Uzumaki, the chakra pool is really cool, but I'll never learn the other abilities. Because we're gonna assume that like Sakura's not just handing these abilities out to other people. But if I'm a Senju, I'll have Senju. I'll have Senju historical knowledge on how to do it. The same way that like Minato was able to learn, and Lord Third were able to learn the Uzumaki sealings, but they learned them because a Uzumaki taught it to them.
True.
So that's why I would take it.
We forget.
That's not bad, though. That's
but
not
Uzumaki is a good pull.
When we think Senju, we think of Hashirama. But
I always think about Hashirama cells.
We forget that his little brother created half the jutsus in the verse.
Yep.
Tobirama. Dang, bro, you're right.
I mean, he's racist. I don't like bringing him up. But
right, bro. Yeah.
He created the bag. Minato's signature jutsu was created by Tobirama, dog. You feel like I just feel like they had
Senju isn't a bad pull, bro.
At all. Neither of them are. Like
I think
like
both are good pulls. Both are definitely good pulls.
Yeah,
there's no wrong answer.
They're both
no
good.
wrong answer. All right, let me give you guys
best
another
answer.
This or that.
Choose one of one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys a new this or that.
No, choose one. Teach each other.
This will be fun. You got to get dropped into one of these verses. Last week we did Attack on Titan or Vinland Saga. So and I got a lot of requests from fans that said I really liked the get dropped into a verse. Do that again. So you got to get dropped into one of these two verses. Gachiakuta or JJK. Which verse would you rather be dropped into? I'm gonna say, and for anyone who's gonna comment this on Instagram or comment it on my YouTube and Spotify, obviously we're saying Japan for JJK because that's where all the action and shit is.
Yeah.
You're being dropped into the dangerous area. Just like when we said with Vinland Saga, you're being dropped into England, not into France. You're being dropped somewhere that's being fucking pillaged. So if I'm saying Gachiakuta or JJK, I'm probably going Gachiakuta because being a sorcerer, you're born inherently. Like we said before, if I'm dropped in Attack on Titan, I can learn how to use OD. The first thing any rational person would do, if you're dropped into them, you're going to go learn how to use ODM gear, even if you're not going to be a scout, just because then you'll know how to defend yourself. The same thing if you're dropped into the Vinland Saga first. The first thing you're going to do is go and join the military so that you at least have some level of a chance when your village gets pillaged by a bunch of 6'5" Vikings that can throw trees like footballs. The same thing applies to this verse. If I'm dropped into JJK and I'm one of the unfortunate motherfuckers that does not get a cursed technique and I cannot use cursed energy, I'm fried. But if I'm dropped into Gachiakuta, anyone can grab a vital instrument and make themselves connect with an object on such a level that eventually they'll become a giver. That was like a pretty primary plot point that they mentioned, that there were several people who weren't givers that had an object that they were carrying around and trying to deeply connect with in the hopes that someday it would awaken as a vital instrument, because you don't need a mystical power to be a giver. You just need to have a deep connection with an object. So I would rather be dropped into Gachiakuta because I feel like my watch would be a vital instrument. Like anything that you're deeply connected with, you could make into a vital instrument to then become weaponry that you could defend yourself against the trash monsters. That's why I'm picking Gachiakuta.
Awesome King said, are we on the island or are we down below?
You're down below. You're not on the island. But even if you were on the island, you would
so we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, we're gonna say in the thick of it. So like if we're saying JJK, you're like in a colony. Like, and if you're in Gachiakuta, you are in the radiation zone. Or what's it called? It's called the radiation zone, right? Where all the trash monsters are.
Oh, you're in the radiation zone? Like you're dropped there. That's the first place you're at.
We'll assume you got a gas
we got a
mask.
Okay.
That you're not going to just die instantly from poison.
Okay.
Dang, that's tough. Like, because if you get dropped from JJK, like, you're cooked. Like, I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah,
like,
there's certain
like,
villains
you're just
JJK,
cooked, bro.
I feel
it's
like
instant kill
terrible
yeah,
things
got
to
you,
you, bro.
Like,
JJK is one of the
draw.
JJK is definitely one of the few verses I feel like you can suffer a fate worse than death. I would not wish the JJK verse on my worst enemy.
Mahito turns you into a dildo and just leaves you in a Spencer's.
No, literally, bro. That's the first person I thought of.
Yes,
that's the first person I thought. Mahito? Bro, imagine you run into a Mahito, gang. You're cooked.
Bro, just changes you in, dude.
Get,
bro. Walking by, bro.
Fried.
Just because he can do it.
I barely even seen any Gachiakuta. Put me in there.
Yeah, after you finish.
See, Gachiakuta isn't terrible, bro.
I think Gachiakuta
it's pretty bad, but not terrible, bro.
I think Gachiakuta.
It's great. I love that.
But like you said, it's not
great
terrible.
Anime, bro. I love it.
It's not bad.
It's not terrible though.
It's not great, but
you can literally, you can go and you can be in the thick of it and literally go off and still have like a regular life still there while everything's going on. Like you don't have to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a part of the, obviously, if you're a part of the Givers and you're on the team, like
and that's why when you said you were like there was a chance for most to ascend or turn into that kind of gave me like, you know, in JJK, bro, like your destiny's kind of written out for you as soon as you find out what your technique is. Like your ceiling is very clearly defined. as soon as like your bag is revealed. But in Gachiakuta, it seemed like you got a lot more room to go up.
You got time to grow, man. You got time to grow in Gachiakuta. I'll tell you that much. If you don't get cooked by one of the trash beasts.
I got 3 more this or that's before we have our final points. So the last one, or one of the last ones, I shouldn't say the last one because there's 3 more. I'm stuttering here. The leveling system or One Punch Man stats?
Leveling system. For sure.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because he was literally the only person in the verse to have it. So like, imagine, I mean, I would kind of have to be the same catch. Like, I mean, if everyone got the leveling system, then like,
but One Punch Man's the only person in his verse to have the One Punch Man stats.
Which is why I was saying, okay, so for both, then we're the only person.
Yeah. You're the only one that's gonna get those stats. One Punch Man stats or leveling system?
I'm going leveling, bro. We saw more from Jinwoo. Like, I did anyway. Like,
that's fair.
That's what I think.
Especially when you get up to the I know exactly why you're saying the leveling system, and I agree with you there, only because I know what happens beyond when he gets to Ragnarok and the abilities he has. So I would say the leveling system just off of that knowledge alone.
So
facts.
If it was closer, I would grab it and show you. I have all of the solo leveling light novels on my bookshelf back there. Love solo leveling.
Oh, dude, you're that's goated, bro. Yeah, Jinwoo, bro.
The One Punch Man stats. Now look. We talked about this before. The leveling system is one of the most goated power systems in all of anime because all I have to do, you mean to tell me all I got to do is 100 pushes, 100 crunch ups, and run a 5K every day, and I can get stats that I can apply to intellect. I could be a doctor, I could be an engineer. Like, it's so applicable. You could apply those stats anywhere. But that implies that I have to do that, and I already go to the gym 5 days a week, so I'm in the gym a lot, but that would imply that I would have to do that every day for a long time to reach the level of stats which are just like broken. Versus if I were to have the leveling system, I would probably use it because you're getting it in real life right now. I would probably use it to raise my intellect and then like become super, super rich. Like more rich, because that's tough because I mean, I already have a fortunate life. I own a jewelry store with my wife. So like I live a fortunate life now, but if I had intellect, I would own 500 of these stores around the world and I would know how to do it easier. But if I had One Punch Man stats, with the stats that he has, you should be able to make yourself rich instantly. If you I'm
not gonna lie though, when it comes to
if you can jump to the moon and back, you should have some level of like knowing how to monetize that almost instantaneously. Of being like, you could go to a construction company and be like, okay, give me $1,000 for every, give me 100K and I'll demolish this building for you right now and you'll save all the money that you needed to spend on equipment to demolish this building. I could be rich like instantaneously.
Yeah, professional destroyer.
I will be.
But I will be honest though.
Oh, go ahead.
You sure? I was just saying for intellect.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I was just saying for intellect in solo leveling, it didn't really increase your actual intelligence. It was just for magic purposes. It's like in a video game.
Oh, that is true. Perception,
though, not perception. When he found out, like,
I thought perception increased his because he was able to perceive things better. He could even perceive people's emotions when he increased perception.
That wasn't I think that was another stat though.
That was perception. That's what I'm saying. So
okay.
So it would be safe to assume intellect would apply a little bit beyond magic. Like,
fair.
At least to chemistry or things like that. Like, if you could apply it to magic.
No, that's reasonable. And like, I feel like even in video games, when you do intelligence, it's because like you have to be smart enough to read the books.
To use magic. Like when I play Elder Scrolls Online and stuff like that, that's how I'm thinking about distributing my stats.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was one thing though. Like, how many years did Saitama train before he actually got his ability?
I think they said 6.
All right, so if I take that same 6 years and apply it to the leveling stats.
You guys are right. Actually, I'm switching. Yeah, leveling stats. Because if I have to take the 6 years on top of it, I might as well take the leveling stats.
Yeah,
that's 6 years, bro. 6 years, bro.
What up, Akio?
What's good, Akio?
Awesome things. You become bald with One Punch Man powers, though.
Exactly. I can't do that, bro.
I can't be bald.
You got me banned, bro.
I think I might get divorced if I was.
Bro, I did it once, bro. I can't do it. Yeah. My wife would literally be like, "Bro, what happened?" Like,
Akio, this is my guy Todd. He's a fellow anime creator. He's our guest today.
What's going on, man?
This is my man Zakio.
Hey,
he does not
you,
have a webcam because he joins us through PlayStation.
Oh no, you're good, bro. Welcome in, again.
All right, cool. I'm glad Akio's here for this next one because I would actually really like to hear what you would say about this. I already know what Jan's dick-eating answer is going to be. Hockey or devil fruit?
Oh, hockey.
Jan?
Ooh.
What's my answer going to be?
You're going to say hockey and you're going to slobber on the One Piece powering system.
But here's the
You're
thing,
comparing one to another.
But here's my thing about hockey, though. Here's the thing. It is so it's wow, it's a two-way sword in a sense to me too, because Kaido definitely said "Honky conquerors conquers all."
That's true.
And then there is a lot of truth to that because a lot of devil fruits are negated by hockey, especially Logias. But there are a lot of devil that help bypass, that have hacks that bypass hockey.
I will say that you can pick. I know normally when we do the devil fruit, like hypotheticals, I always bring up how it's a lottery system because you don't know. For this specific hypothetical, this or that, I will say you can figure out which devil fruit you want to eat and then eat that devil fruit. We'll call it. We'll say that.
Well, you kind of can do that anyway because they have a book on it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. Normally,
that still isn't true.
Yeah, because some of the books are wrong. Yeah,
that's how Blackbeard figured out where the dark. And even though he murked his mans to get it, that's how he figured that out.
But I think
Sanji wanted to.
Normally we do that,
but I think that's what I was trying to say is like even if you find it, you don't know if someone else already has it.
Yeah,
that is true. Anyway. That is true. And the thing is about hockey is that you are guaranteed to be able to learn, but for you to have conversation, you have to be born with that.
So that's why I'd say hockey. I would say hockey because even if I could find the devil fruit and eat it, like truthfully, I think Gear 5 is I think the human fruit, realistically, this is going to be such a hot take. I think the human fruit is the only good devil fruit. I think hockey is better than every other. I think you can achieve what you can achieve with every other devil fruit, essentially with hockey. And anyone could just learn hockey versus the devil fruit, the human fruit. You can't, like, imagination. It's not Toon Force. It is imagination powers. But imagination powers, like, you can, like, dude, being able to have multiple arms like Robin, I don't give a fuck about that. If I could have Conqueror's hockey, observation hockey, who gives a fuck about having a couple more arms? Like, or making...
being a dragon, though? Breathing fire?
I don't know, dude. I'd rather have...
Oh, that's awesome.
It's cool.
Knock that dragon out with a hockey infused point without having
No.
Exactly.
And I agree.
Come on,
I agree. My whole counter argument to that was going to be like a character like Shanks still exists.
It's not even
That's
that.
why
The
hockey's
strongest people in the world did not have devil fruits. Rocks did not have a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Goldie Roger did not have a devil fruit. Garp did not have a devil fruit. None of them had devil fruits. They all just had straight hockey. And they were putting BTA to the entire world.
So we collectively agree hockey then?
Yes, 100%.
All right.
Heavy on the hockey pick, bro.
All right.
Absolutely. Even the chat saying hockey. Nana, Shakes, Awesome King, they like hockey easily.
Yeah, it's got to be hockey.
Yeah.
Bro, hockey.
I said this on live earlier.
When
I was on live earlier, somebody asked me if I could pull a power system. My chat was actually shocked because I said One Piece, and they were, as you can imagine, very surprised based on the content I make. But they asked if I could pull a power system into our world, what I would pick, and I said hockey because I'm like, listen, I like to think I'm a smart guy. I graduated college summa cum laude. I had a 4.0. I was also a business student, okay? Like, shapes and colors was what my classes were about. So ultimately, I don't think I'm smart enough to master Nen. I'm self-aware enough to know that Nen requires an insane intellect and an insane dedication, same as chakra, same as like a lot of these power systems require an incredible amount of intellect and dedication.
You can even say that about Ki.
Same with Ki.
About insane intellect though.
But really high intellect. You've got to be smart to master Nen or Chakra. Chakra a little less than Nen, but like Haki, I mean, we've seen really stupid people. Respectfully, one of the most bitch-made characters at the beginning of the show. Some of the stupidest characters are able to master Haki relatively easy as long as they dedicate themselves to it. You don't have to be very smart, which is why I said I'd pull Haki, and people were shocked that I said that. But I was like, Haki would be the most realistic for me to be able to achieve. I'm not so arrogant as to think that I could master mana. Like, if I could, I would love to use magical abilities like Aladdin. But I don't think that I'm no doctor. I'm no engineer. That would be incredibly challenging for me. I hated accounting in college, okay? Like, Nen is not for me. You know what I'm saying? But hockey's for me. I like to do jujitsu and pick up weights and put them down. I think hockey might be my thing, you know?
Yeah, facts.
Okay, let me give you guys a new this or that. Physical buff or intellect buff? You could pick one to have right now.
Ooh, right.
Intellect.
I feel like I'm kind of biased.
I'm not even going to argue that. Intellect buff.
It's got to be intellect.
Yeah.
That's the one that's going to.
I'm already
the strongest person.
For this world that we live in right now, socially.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Definitely intellect.
Yeah, intellect. You can be swole all day long. It's not going to get you no money.
I think it's tough for me because I think about like, so shout out to John. He's going to see this video. My Yanni and Akio know John. He's one of our friends in real life. We went to college with him. My boy John currently is a professional Muay Thai fighter. He just went pro this year. He's currently undefeated in the IKF. He's smooth. Double champ. I've been to all his fights. When we were in college, he watched MMA, but he wasn't a fighter. We would box because I have kickboxed my whole life, and then I transitioned to jiu-jitsu when I got older because I didn't want concussions anymore. But I kickboxed my whole life, so I had gear in our apartment. We lived together. We used to spar for fun. I would show him some things. He would whoop my ass now, respectfully. It doesn't matter how many years I have trained kickboxing. He has done it at a professional level. It's not even comparable. But I think about someone like him. If John were to take that physical buff, there's no telling how much money he would make and how much of a champ he would be if he took physical buff stats as a pro fighter. And I think the same thing because I compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments regularly. Granted, I haven't competed in 1 year because I promised my wife I wouldn't compete this year because I didn't want to get injured because we had stuff to do. But I'm getting back to competing right now, like in 2026. I've got medals on the wall over there. I've won many tournaments. I've lost many tournaments. If I had that physical buff, I would win all of them. I would have never lost the ones that I've lost. There wouldn't be silver medals on my wall over there if I took the physical buff. I would still have only golds.
Even with the intellectual buff, you would know more on how to properly even train better and not get hurt and have more tactical knowledge to go into each fight. Like, even for your homie, the intellectual buff would be better because he would just be more... His fighting skills will be through the roof at that point.
It's not even that. It's just, you can use the intellectual buff to give yourself a physical buff.
That's true too.
All right, yeah, you guys are right.
Training regimens.
Then if that's the case, I was waiting to think on my answer until after I gave you guys that, but I think you guys make good points. I would pick intellect too then in that case. And damn. There we go. We've done all of the this or that's and all of the verses. Let's go on to the last points, which are all just random. What anime do y'all think is going to carry 2026? My answer is going to be crazy because we know that I like to make fun of my favorite fan base that doesn't know how to read. They only read Magic Treehouse and watch Coco Melon because that's the most they can comprehend. But Jujutsu Kaisen is probably going to carry 2026 because Sukuna versus Gojo will be a culturally iconic moment. And as much as I love to hate on JJK and say that it's poor writing, or average writing, I should say, ultimately, I think Sukuna versus Gojo is going to be equivalent to Jiren versus Goku, Naruto versus Sasuke, Luffy versus Kaido. I think it's going to be like a culturally iconic moment, which is why I think it's probably going to be the anime that carries 2026, because of that fight.
Honestly, I can agree with that. simply because of the build up behind it, and like just how much leeway and how strong the train is going behind the JJK. I can see that happening. Once people get that non-eyed win animated, it's going to be over, bro.
Yeah.
So Awesome King said Loki JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, because it's coming back.
Bro. Yeah,
that is right.
Steel Ball Run, bro.
Part 7,
Steel Ball Run.
7. Yeah,
because people are heavy JoJo fandom.
We're also gonna have Gachiakuta season. Don't forget, we got Frieren season 2, Gachiakuta season 2, Vinland Saga season 3.
Frieren is. Hear me out. I know this is a bad take for some people to hear. It is hard to hear. Frieren, yes, beautiful story, teaching you about life lessons, the overall journey we call life. It's very heart-wrenching, but nowadays, people's attention span for the live animation, great fights, is a little bit more of a grasp. I'm seeing people right now that are not even watching Frieren, but instead they're watching Fire Force Season 3. They're watching JJK. Jack of all trades. Why? Because of the fights, because of the animation. Not so much a beautiful story at this point.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the reason why.
Akio, you cut out.
The hands were immaculate. That's the only reason why I watched Windbreaker, because the story was. We talked about this one though. First time.
Did you just say Windbreaker? Did somebody say Windbreaker? The worst anime ever created on the planet.
But the hands were immaculate.
So the
hands were immaculate.
Throwing hands though, bro.
Dude,
they were throwing hands though.
Like Jan says, my hate for Windbreaker is generational. I think it is one of the worst anime ever made. But the hands are beautiful. The hands are beautiful. That's the only reason you watch Windbreaker. Don't watch Windbreaker for anything else.
The only reason why I watched it, I can give a rat's ass about the story. I wanted to see two people throw them bitches.
You mean
what you think about Tokyo Revengers?
Oh my god!
That's the reason I watched that too.
That's right next to it.
Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers, yeah.
Tokyo Revengers and Windbreaker are the same anime.
No.
They're to me they're the same.
Dude,
to me they're the same thing.
Tokyo Revengers, Windbreaker, and their OG Tenjo Tenge.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Same, bro.
We bro. Look, you mean to tell me? People say I watch Windbreaker for more than the fights. I talked to somebody about this recently. You watch Windbreaker for more than the fights. What? So that when Sakura went and fought that guy and they were like, when you fight, you're telling a story with your fists. And then he came back, was like, wow, that was beautiful. And then he was the same character. He was the same character. No development occurred. That shit was trash. That shit was the worst written. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry. I got to move on. But so we think JJK going to be what carries?
JJK is definitely going to carry.
You were about to say go ahead. Say it. Say One Piece, Jan. You feel it in your soul.
One Piece? Nah. All right,
I'm going to say a crazy take. I'm going to say a crazy take. Because it's probably not going to happen this year.
It's going to be next year. I know what you're about to say, but say it. Yeah, it's going to be next year.
I know it's come out next year.
I think it will carry next year.
Yeah, it's not happening this year.
I don't think it's
next year.
Yeah, and I
think
Super
will be back. It'll be better. But next
I think
year,
his fight with what's his face will be really big too. Help me out, Akio.
Moro.
Oh, Moro.
Yeah, Moro. Thank you. I think that's gonna be really big when that gets animated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, okay. So I got another one. Now, Jan, you're getting into it a little more. You can see a little more. What has better world building, Magi or Hunter x Hunter? I think Magi has slightly better world building than Hunter x Hunter. I think both of them have better world building than One Piece.
Bro,
this is the only reason. This is what I say about. Only reason I can't say Magi is because we don't know how we haven't fully explored Hunter x Hunter's world yet.
The dark continent is. We've only touched a piece of it, bro.
The dark continent is.
You could say the same thing about. Oh wait,
bro,
massive,
but like,
bro.
I'm gonna say it like
ridiculous.
The way that everyone says that, like my boy Jazer actually mentions the dark continent a bunch when we talk about Hunter x Hunter as well. But like, bro, if I'm being honest, most of that shit is like anticipation. Like I'm still waiting to see what they really got.
Loki is. You're not wrong.
Bro, I feel like Hell's Paradise in one season
bro.
showed me my idea of a dark continent better than Hunter x Hunter will.
So look. Let me cook here. With Magi, for one, I'm gonna just break it down. with Magi, we get Full Metal Alchemist level setting building, but for every location. So we get the unique architecture and culture of Magnetosh, and we also get historically why it's that way. We get that for Balbad. We get that for Sindria. We get that for the Ko Empire. So much so that we even get the Koga clan, why they're a plains people, what the history of those plains are, why their architecture and weaponry looks the way it does, and why their clothing looks that way. We get such in-depth setting building for each individual country and town within those countries that we even know like the difference in architecture, the ports, why the country of Rem is the way that it is, and culturally why it's built that way. Like think about the fact that I can break down different architecture based on towns in that. You cannot do that in Hunter x Hunter. Every town looks relatively the same to some extent because like, yeah, the world is really built out, but you're not getting so in depth as to the architecture being different, the clothing being different, the culture being different. Like you don't get that granular with it, which you do with Magi. And I get that like the Dark Continent will come with a lot more new territory, but we have a Dark Continent in Magi. And that Dark Continent actually did get explored, not in the anime, but in the manga. That continent got explored. We like Morgiana went over there in the manga, and although she didn't. Spoiler alert, Jan. It doesn't matter for you because unless you read the manga, the show will never cover it. But she goes to the Dark Continent, and Aladdin casts magic on her to make it so that she won't turn into a Faunalise beast while she's over there, because we know if you cross the border and you go to the Dark Continent, you'll turn into, if you're a Faunalise, you'll turn into one of the lions and you'll never be a human again, just like what their original race is, but you'll get to live in peace in the Dark Continent. She goes over there and trains there for an entire arc of the manga, and Aladdin uses some Magi magic to keep her human so that she can cross back and come back. But we actually get to see the extent of the Dark Continent. No, it's not. It's not. But we get to see the extent of the Dark Continent when she's over there.
Okay. No, and I think he's right, bro. Honestly, that's what I was about to say. Hunter x Hunter, like their world building is really good.
Really good.
The one thing I can say is that like every section feels kind of sectioned off, if that makes sense. Like York New City to Greed Island to even like the NGL and the Chimera arc. It's like it's different pieces of a world. But Magi, I don't know if any of you in here have watched, or I know you haven't, Ryan. If you've watched Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation.
That's beautiful.
Peak world building in that show, bro.
Yes.
Peak world building. Yes. And that's what Magi reminds me a lot of. Because like it's a magical world, but like they still have a lot of these established kingdoms with these established types of people that live in each one. And that to me is like
different races and whatnot. And even like we get to see where countries merge as well. We don't just, it doesn't feel very sectioned. Like the final battle, in as far as the anime goes, the very last battle takes place in between Magnetosh and Ko, and then also in between. We know that in between Magnetosh and the country of Rem is an ocean, because we see that ocean because part of a battle takes place on that barrier of that oceanic gap. And then we get to see where Magnetosh becomes Ko, that mountain range, because part of the battle takes place on that mountain range. So we actually get to literally see these individual settings that have all been built in the architecture and everything. And we not only see that, but we see how they then fade into one another and where the borders of those countries are and what it looks like at the board. Like, I just feel like it's far more flushed. And that's not to take away from Hunter x Hunter, which is arguably one of the best world buildings in all of anime.
Yes.
You're just comparing it to what I believe is the best. I think Magi is the best built world in anime.
But I think you're right about Magi even more so because of Sinbad. Yeah. It's even a bigger world than that because Sinbad is actually a part of Magi's world, and we get more detailing from that. That is true. Yeah,
I just met him.
That is true.
Yeah,
and the history.
Oh, you just met Seatball, bro.
Dude, even the history of Earth before it became the Earth we know now in the old world. We even have world building on the old world when Solomon was king and what the countries were like then.
All right.
What did Awesome King say?
So Awesome King Noob
said, taking that.
He said, ask everybody which one of those is a better anime or manga in general.
Oh, One Piece, Magi, or Hunter x Hunter? Magi is the best of all of those manga. Wait. I think.
Like Magi's overall story to me is better, only because hiatus, and I love Hunter x Hunter, and I hate saying that, but like, bro, we just been waiting, and we're probably not going to get it. That's just all it is.
Hiatus. I feel like I don't even know because I know it's bad because they literally told us the different options for how this show might end.
I do think it's also a little
like I don't know if they're leaving it up to chance or
Magi is over, so it is a little unfair because Magi ended, and the other two are still going. But I think the writing, One Piece, I mean, you guys know how I feel about One Slop. Look, any of the shonen, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, it was originally written. You can't compare it to a story that's written and edited before released. One Piece and Naruto and Bleach, those stories were written for several years, were written weekly with a chapter being dropped weekly. And there's no way that you can coherently write a story without tons of errors and plot holes. And just like we know, Oda is now making up for Shanks getting his arm bit off. We know this. This is something that he's now covering up for 26 years after he wrote that, because now his story has gotten good and he knows how to go cover up those plot holes. The same way when Kishimoto decided, I want Kakashi to have the Rinnegan and have this relationship with Obito, the Mangekyo and have this relationship with Obito, he had to come up with an excuse for why Kakashi wasn't using the Mangekyo this whole time, which honestly, if you ask me, was a lazy excuse because he said, oh, Kakashi didn't even realize he had it until he was 36. Okay, you mean to tell me the smartest ninja on the planet had 18 years to figure out he had a Mangekyo unlocked and use it and he wasn't able to? That's a ridiculous plot hole to fill in with he couldn't figure it out. But this is what I mean. Whereas Amagi was not like that. Amagi was not a weekly chapter drop story. So it's unfair to compare. And Hunter x Hunter was also. Hunter x Hunter was a weekly drop story, but for a far shorter amount of time that Naruto and Bleach and One Piece was. Hunter x Hunter stopped being weekly drops, I think, after less than a year. And then he was dropping them after long, long breaks. And that's why the writing all of a sudden was like, I think he started that literally right after the Hunter exam. It was no longer weekly drops. Yeah. So that's why the writing is incredible, because he gave himself time to write, edit, and then release, which is why we have great Boruto when we compare Boruto to Naruto, and we're like, damn, the Boruto writing is so good, because it's fat chapters that are released many distances apart because he spends time writing it.
They are long,
But because of that, I think Magi's better.
I would say Magi too, probably just because, like, I don't like, I can't call an anime anything if it's not over yet. So
it's not finished, bro.
Magi, you know what I mean? That's the only one that's finished. So that's the only one that I can properly rate.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a new random topic. We only have 3 more left. We made good time today. We filled up the whole pod time. The first 30 minutes were us not recording because we were figuring out our mechanical issues. Yeah. So we're approaching an hour 30 right now, which is our normal runtime. So we're doing good.
Nice.
So we already talked about Magi, Hunter x Hunter. Let me cross that off my list. I have 2 more points left. What Avatar element is the best in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Air.
Okay. Air. We'll go. Just say the element without an argument. Just say the element first. We'll all say it. So we got 2 airs. Todd.
Earth.
I'm also saying Earth.
That's number 2. That's number 2 for me.
That's number 2 for me. So my number 2 would be water. So we'll go in order of I'll make my Earth argument, and then Jan make your air argument, and then Todd make your Earth argument.
Wait, everyone, can we all give our 1 through 4s real quick, and then make our argument?
Sure. Jan, you go first. 1 through 4.
1 through 4s. Okay.
I bet. Air, water, earth, fire.
Okay, Akio.
Air, earth, water.
Okay, Todd.
Earth, air, water, then fire.
I got earth, water, air, fire.
So we all got firebending last.
So we got the same. Yeah. So we got the same one.
So we all agree that fire is the least. I would say that
even though lightning is of course lightning is such a cool fucking thing.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Yes.
This last.
I think Earth is first for my reason being, if you want to fly, right? Because one of your points for airbending is going to be the airbenders can fly. If you want to fly, you can bend Earth into the air and be standing on that Earth.
That's like
People have done it. We've seen it done.
That is true.
So I can fly as an earthbender
you've
if I
been
want
flying
to.
with Earth.
Yeah, if I want to fly.
That's why Earth is
it.
If I want to scale any
That's another point.
I can do that. If I want to create any structure, I can do that. If I want to bend sand, I can do that. If I want to bend metal, we'll figure out if I'm going to be metal or lava, but I can probably do that. If I want to bend lava, I can do anything a firebender can do with earthbending. Because I can bend lava. That was their whole shtick, was that they were damn near firebenders, but actually better.
Yeah.
So
you could bend two rocks together to make a fire, bro.
I'm capable.
Think about all the real
that's what I'm saying with earthbending. I'm capable of doing everything. I'm capable of doing everything a firebender can do as an earthbender. I'm capable of doing more versatile things as far as life applicability, and I'm able to do some of what airbenders are capable of. So I've damn near got 3 elements in one.
That is true.
That's why Earth was the #1 pick, bro. That's why. I can't even argue my point now because you already said all of my takes, bro. Like that's.
I knew we were gonna be, as soon as you said Earth, I was like, we're gonna be on the same wave right now. I could tell.
Too versatile.
It also has it's weird because it has the best defense, but you can't sleep on the attack capacity that they have.
Dude,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's the only element blind people could use.
Yeah, exactly. They're the most destructive. Firebenders are the most destructive, but fundamentally, earthbenders are the strongest out of everything. Out of every single one. Yeah.
What made you guys say air though?
I would say air.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's one. Of course, you. All right, go ahead, Jan. You go ahead.
No, you're good. No, go ahead.
All right. So of course, one, you can fly. Of course, that's fucking cool. But 2, it's what Yang Chen could do.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard about her insta-kill move, where she could literally just take the air out your lungs?
Yeah. How Zahir copied that.
I was speaking. Okay, so it sounded like we both were speaking from more of a combat perspective when we picked our
enlightenment. I'll give you that. You have full enlightenment.
Enlightenment also. Yeah, but you have to lose everything, gang. That's crazy. Yeah.
So I'm curious as to why you guys didn't all put water at second. A lot of you guys put water third.
Water is
actually all of you put water third.
The reason why
I put second because I put second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had air, water, earth.
For me is
okay. You did. I had air, earth.
Water in general doesn't. The only thing that's tactical about water is what we've seen Katara do. And honestly, I love the fact that she can bloodbend in a sense because it's a fluid. But at the same time, you just got to think about that from a practical use. If you're not around water, you're pretty much fried if you can't bloodbend. So if there's any type of way you're going to save yourself, you have to walk around with a bottle of water. Me earthbending at any point, I'm good.
So
no matter
walking on earth.
I'm gonna drop some crazy
nothing can
ball.
Confine you.
I'm gonna drop some crazy ball on you. If I'm right now, me, Jan, and Akio live in North Carolina. I'm not gonna say where we are because I'm not gonna dox us, but we all live in the same city. If I want to waterbend right now, we're nowhere near the ocean, and I'm not near a pond. I'm gonna be straight because, like we learned from bloodbending Granny, you can just whip the water out the trees, out the grass, and now I got water.
Yeah.
And Katara learned how to do that.
The air.
And Katara, yep.
That's
and let's not forget. Let's not forget when soccer.
You have to be able to bloodbend to do that, though.
No.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Every waterbender can bloodbend. That was a key point. It wasn't like earthbending where every earthbender can't metal bend. Every waterbender can metal bend, or every waterbender can bloodbend. It just depends on your adaptability. Like, are you smart enough to learn how to do it? Like, will you dedicate yourself to learning how to do it? So we'll assume here that all of us would dedicate ourselves. If I was to dedicate myself to, like, because I have it, I'm born with waterbending. I better dedicate myself to it. Like, I'm pulling water out the trees. And let's not forget Katara, when she was in prison, they imprisoned her in a wooden cage with a dried wooden cage with Toph, specifically so that she wouldn't have access to water and Toph wouldn't have access to earth. And what did Katara do? She did jumping jacks until she had enough sweat to create blades and cut herself out. That's crazy OD.
Okay.
And then they have
but she is that is Katara is like literally was at peak at that point.
Oh,
she was
she's
doing
the pinnacle
things
of
that we
water
weren't seeing benders
for sure.
do. She is water building.
But so did Toph.
Toph was I ain't gonna lie, metal building. That's why I wanted. That's why I chose that.
She was completely different in the whole way.
But also, but think about healing.
Like, dang, that too, and the shit that what's his name, the main villain from season 1 in Legend of Korra.
Yeah, take people's bending away by blocking chakra points.
Yeah, so like imagine you're fighting a bender in your blood, and you can basically blood them before they get a chance to use
it. That was crazy, and they explained that way better.
Temporary, not even like a permanent fucking thing. Just do it temporarily right then and there, right in front of them.
And they explained it way better in the novels too. In the Avatar Korra novels, they explained it better. In the anime, they didn't really hit it perfectly. But Amon wasn't actually taking people's bending away. He was using blood bending to block the core chakra point.
Yeah, literally.
Just like when we see, when Aang studied and he was learning the chakra points. He was. So he was just blocking the main chakra point that wasn't technically a blood clot, but enough to block their chakra. And when they were freed, you saw she was constantly in the Avatar state. It was because she could just go into the Avatar state and chakra bend, which is why she would enter the Avatar state and just align their chakras perfectly, and then they had their bending back and they could leave. So like water bending, dude, you have some OD and healing and all of that stuff. It's kind of OD, I think, compared to I think that and Earth are comparable as far as like how cracked they are as abilities.
Yeah.
He said
that's valid.
Can we all agree
that should be like a 1 and 2?
Can we all agree that Korra gets washed by Aang though?
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even a little. Not even a little close.
Aang has 5 abilities and Korra has 6.
Not even. Yeah, it's not even close. Korra.
Energy or
listen. Are we talking as a show? As a show, it's washed. Korra was a great show,
he said
but
Korra gets washed by Aang.
Yeah. So if we're talking Team Avatar versus Team Korra, then we have a different story because Team Korra is booty cheek buns.
Rushing, though.
Yeah, Team Avatar is washing. If it's team versus team, Korra is going to get held back.
Yeah.
And the minute the rest of her team gets axed out, yes, Aang, Toph, Katara, Sasuke, Suki, all prime, Zuko, all prime, washing Korra by herself. Washing. But if it's just Aang versus Korra is slamming Aang, like not even mid diff, like slamming pretty low diff. Aang was one of the best avatars ever. He was a super cool guy. Korra was the first avatar to quite literally use energy bending. She was the first one to actually energy bend aside from Avatar 1, and no avatar after 1 energy bended until Korra. So like the shit that we've seen Korra achieve. And I'm granted, I know it's funny to make fun of her and be like, oh, her villains were mid-tier. Bro, she fought the anti-Avatar, which scales way above Firelord Ozai. She fought the metal bending Hitler chick, who was essentially another Ozai, but more powerful because metal bending scales over firebending. Like, and she fought Amon, a dude who was taking people's bending and was also skilled in the pokey shit. Like she was fighting crazy villains, bro. And we just like to laugh because we look at Mako, who's arguably the bummiest character in all of Naruto. Why is this guy on Team Avatar? He's a mid-tier firebending who's getting his ass beat by low-level waterbenders on the regular. Like, why is Bolin's here for comic relief? Like, we got a team of scrubs. And like, you know what I mean? So Korra gets slept on, but yeah. All right, I'll give you guys the last point. I respect
that. Korra does get slept on.
I'll give you guys the last point because I know we're running late on time now, and Mendem is trying to shower. It's like 11 o'clock.
No, I feel you, bro.
So let me scratch off. We did what's the best element? The last point. What is the best anime fight? Can't include manga. The best anime fight ever. I'm saying Naruto versus Sasuke.
Naruto versus Sasuke, not a debate.
Goku versus Frieza on Namek. That's mine.
Super Saiyan 1?
Yeah, that's mine.
That's valid. Okay.
That's valid. This is so tough. This is so tough. I have to think of what fights like genuinely shook me to my core as a child. And Goku versus Frieza is one of them. Naruto versus Sasuke final fight is one of them.
Yeah, that one's number 2 for me, honestly.
I think it has to be Naruto versus Sasuke, right? Just because of the raw cultural impact.
People still use that fight to dictate the blueprints for new fights to this day. Sasuke versus Naruto.
Not only that, it dictates that fight literally dictated frame rate for all future anime. That was the first ever fight to do. That was those were the first ever anime episodes ever animated at 60,000 frames an episode. And now anytime we get a fight scene, it's animated at 60,000 frames.
He said, as an absolute glazer of Naruto, I think there are better fights than Naruto versus Sasuke.
No, dude.
I'm gonna let him type one in the chat. For me, one that I think maybe like equal quality, Kakashi versus Obito.
Of course.
I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable to say.
I'm not mad at that though. That was a great fade.
And I feel like that was the first fight where we saw an Uchiha like stealing another person's hand to use signs.
Yeah, bro literally said
that was beautiful. Dang.
So give me a hand real quick.
No.
Fireball.
Dang, that was okay, bro. Okay.
On top of that, like watching
that was good, bro.
Shidori Obito and then just be like, ain't no heart, gang. Ain't no heart.
Ain't no heart there.
I'm
bro.
already dead. I was like, oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, that was. Also, I like the cinematic transition. There you go, bro.
So I had
childhood
a really
fight to
interesting
adult
debate
fight.
while I was on live. I don't know if it was when you were in the live or not, Todd, but I had an interesting debate. We were talking about iconic anime fights, and some kid said to me, include manga. And I was like, even including manga, my top 5 list isn't probably going to change that much. But Gojo versus Sukuna, I think, will be iconic, and it will be in that top 5. But this kid said to me, it will be more iconic than Naruto versus Sasuke by a lot. And I said, that's not even a close comparison. And he said, it's already more iconic because a fan animated version of Sukuna versus Gojo is at 76 million views on YouTube. And so it's already going to be just as iconic because of that. And to which I said to the kid, Google Suicide Boys, AMV, Naruto versus Sasuke. That's just one. That's just one. That's just one AMV. 78 million views on just one AMV. If you were to include every AMV ever, every time it's ever been clipped, and every time it's ever been put somewhere, including the show itself, you would be at billions, multiple billions of views. I don't think the voice cracked because I just hiccuped. I don't think Gojo versus Sukuna will touch that ever. And if it does, it will be a decade after it's been animated, because Naruto and Sasuke is at that level now because it's had 16 years to fester. And it still remains iconic.
Bro, and I think the same shit. And the one thing I was going to say too is like, so many more people watch anime now that I can't equate this like a certain amount of views today as the same as that certain amount of views 10, 15 years ago, because so many less people were tapped in back then. And the fact that they still ran it up, loved like the content and just the overall cultural impact. Dude, I think Gojo versus Sukuna will maybe if they're lucky have the same cultural impact as like Rock Lee versus Gaara.
I agree.
Top 5, top 10 Naruto fight, but not the number 1 Naruto fight. Like,
I think it'll have a little bit more cultural impact than Gaara versus Lee. I think it'll be very close. Because Gaara versus Lee to this day is a incredibly culturally impactful fight that people still reference all the time, taking the weights off and dropping them. Like, I think that fight is slept on as far as cultural impact. Because when you bring it up, people will immediately be like, oh yeah, you're right. Everyone remembers that fight. People who didn't watch Naruto knew what that was.
Yeah.
That's true. But then we have classics though that we're kind of sleeping on. Like
Awesome King just said Ichigo versus Aizen.
He said who versus Aizen?
That's what I'm saying, like the classics.
Ichigo versus Aizen.
Ichigo versus Aizen. Yusuke Urameshi versus Toguro.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, bro. These were like dimensional level fights. Like they were cutting through space and time, like that, and
true.
they were the first to do it.
There were a lot of stuff.
Hence the Black Clover Pool.
Good fights, bro.
So this is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna say something that might be crazy. I do think Gojo versus Sukuna will surpass Aizen versus Ichigo, not because it's better, but because Bleach is the most slept on big three ever. And the only people who really give Bleach its flowers are people who are deep into anime and understand that we would not have anime today without Bleach, and mangakas themselves. Because when you have people the guys who wrote My Hero, the guys who wrote JJK, the guys who wrote Black Clover, when you have these mangakas saying, oh, what directly inspired me to write this was Bleach, you don't have anything today without Bleach. But the average anime fan is not big on Bleach, and the average anime fan is big on JJK, which is why I think Gojo versus Sukuna will probably surpass Aizen versus Ichigo, even though I don't think it's better.
Yeah,
I agree. It's not even an argument, because you're right. A lot of people don't watch Bleach to this day, and people are still getting into Bleach right now. Yeah,
I forgot these are your peoples, Ryan.
Yeah, these are my people.
Said people hate Bleach like there isn't One Piece right there to hate on, bro. That's ridiculous.
These are my people. These are my. This is my. These are the peak agenda pushers. My people know. They know, and they're waiting for the next update. And guys, for everyone watching this, and for everyone in the chat, just know Usopp will never drop out of my top 5 ever. Because he is the most useless, funny character in all of One Piece. And he deserves to be in the top 5 because he makes the show enjoyable. And Chopper will always be my number 1 because he rides for his guys.
Only
with that being said, for those of you who are watching this for those of you who are watching this on the recording, with that being said, that was all of our points. This has been another episode of Peak Agenda Pushin. I will see you guys next week. Peace.